In the depths of the world's most mysterious jungles, something ancient seems to slither just out of sight. Beneath the murky waters of the Amazon, under the tangled vines and thick canopies, legends speak of a creature longer than a city bus and thicker than a telephone pole. It's not a myth, it's science. Meet the Titanoboa, the largest snake ever to roam the earth. For millions of years, this serpent reigned as the undisputed king of the rivers, swallowing crocodiles whole and terrifying anything that dared to cross its path. And though it vanished long before humans ever walked the earth, its bones, found buried deep in Colombian soil, tell a story so unbelievable it sounds more like a nightmare than natural history. But here's where it gets chilling. Even today, tales of monstrous snakes still surface. Could something that large survive in today's world? Or worse, still be out there? This is the story of the biggest snake the world has ever known. From fossilized remains to jungle myths, from prehistoric rivers to modern science. This is not just a story about a snake. It's about fear, power, and one of evolution's greatest beasts. Before we meet the true monster of history, let's look at the giants still slithering among us today, the largest living snakes that prowl rivers and rainforests in our time. Deep in the swamps of South America lives a snake that could make your blood run cold, the green anaconda. Known as the heaviest snake on Earth, this massive predator can stretch over 29 feet and weigh more than 550 pounds. Imagine dragging a grand piano behind you. That's how heavy these beasts can get. But size isn't the only thing that makes anaconda terrifying. It hunts with patience. It lurks underwater, barely showing its eyes and nostrils. When prey, like capybaras, caimans, or even small deer come close, it strikes. Quick, silent, and deadly. The anaconda wraps its thick coils around its victim and squeezes until the heart gives out. It doesn't need venom, it uses brute force. Some rare reports even suggest that anacondas have attacked jaguars, South America's top predator. Now head over to Southeast Asia and you'll find another monster, the reticulated python, holder of the title for longest snake ever recorded. One wild python in Indonesia measured over 32 feet, longer than a giraffe is tall. Unlike the bulky anaconda, the reticulated python is built for stealth and speed. It moves through forests and rice paddies, silently stalking prey. It has been known to swallow wild pigs, goats, and yes, even humans. In 2017 and 2018, two horrifying cases were reported in Indonesia where full-grown humans were found swallowed whole. Their skin is patterned in beautiful geometric shapes, but don't let the design fool you. These are apex predators, coiled and waiting. Imagine walking through a moonlit rainforest, leaves crunching under your feet, and you hear something rustling in the water nearby. You freeze, you look around, and in that silence you wonder, are you being watched? Long before humans ever picked up a stick or made fire, the Earth belonged to giants. 60 million years ago, in what is now Colombia, a dense tropical jungle lay steaming under a blistering sun. And deep within that primeval world, slithering through muddy rivers, lived a snake so massive. It makes today's anaconda look like a garden hose. Its name was Titanoboa, discovered in 2009 by a team of paleontologists digging through a coal mine in Sergipe. The first clue came from a single vertebra, so large it didn't match any modern snake. As more fossils emerged, a terrifying picture took shape. This wasn't just a snake, it was a predator from another world. Titanoboa could grow up to 50 feet long and weigh over 2,500 pounds. Its body was thicker than an oil drum, its skin likely covered in dark, muddy scales, helping it disappear in murky water. It hunted in silence, ambushing prey in rivers and swamps, just like the anaconda, but on a far greater scale. Its world was a greenhouse, hotter, wetter, and teeming with oversized life. Giant turtles, massive crocodiles and prehistoric fish filled the waterways. And Titanoboa was king among them. It didn't need venom. It relied on raw power. When it wrapped around its prey, the pressure it applied could snap bones and crush lungs in seconds. It likely fed on anything it could catch, including giant crocodilians that shared its territory. Titanoboa's dominance lasted for millions of years, but as the climate cooled and ecosystems changed, the giant snake vanished. All that remains are its fossilized bones, and the terrifying reminder that nature once built something far beyond our imagination. The fossil record says Titanoboa is extinct, but deep inside the Amazon, stories say otherwise. For centuries, indigenous tribes have spoken of a creature they call the Yakumama, mother of the water. A serpent said to be over 100 feet long, with eyes like lanterns and a mouth that could swallow a canoe whole. Locals claim it hides in the darkest parts of the river, only surfacing during storms. Some even believe it can create whirlpools just by moving its tail. At first glance it sounds like myth, but then you realise how little of the Amazon has actually been explored. Dense forests, flooded caves, twisting waterways. There are places no human has ever set foot in. And there have been sightings, reports from oil workers, biologists, even fishermen who swear they've seen something impossible. A shape moving beneath the water, wider than a man's shoulders. No photo evidence, no confirmed body, but enough whispers to keep the legend alive. Could Titanoboa have survived? Most scientists say no. The world has changed. Global temperatures have dropped. The snake's cold-blooded body needed extreme heat to thrive. Today's climate would be too cool, even in the tropics. Still, the mystery remains, because nature has a way of hiding its secrets, and the jungle doesn't always give up its monsters so easily. What makes a snake capable of swallowing animals whole? What made Titanoboa the king of its world? It all comes down to design, nature's blueprint for the perfect constrictor. Let's start with the jaws. Unlike humans, snakes don't have rigid skulls. Their jaws are made of flexible bones connected by elastic ligaments. This allows them to stretch their mouths wide enough to swallow prey many times the size of their heads. Titanoboa had the same design, just scaled up to monstrous proportions. It could likely consume creatures the size of a cow in a single, horrifying gulp. Its muscles were a different kind of weapon. Wrapping around its prey, a snake like Titanoboa wouldn't just hold, it would crush. Studies suggest it could squeeze with a force of over 400 pounds per square inch. That's enough pressure to break bones, rupture organs, and stop a heartbeat in seconds. Then there's the ribs, hundreds of them running along its spine like armour. They didn't just support the body, they also helped the snake move, each rib pushing against the earth or water with precision. It didn't slither, it glided, silent and smooth. And vision? Most snakes have poor eyesight, but many have heat-sensing pits near their mouths. These detect the warmth of a nearby animal, allowing them to hunt in total darkness. Titanoboa likely had similar tools, not eyes that saw detail, but senses that detected life itself. Its stomach was another marvel. Snake digestive systems are designed to handle entire animals, fur, bones, everything. They can go months without eating, then take days to break down a single meal. A snake that size wouldn't need to hunt often. One massive kill could keep it full for weeks. Even its method of birth was unique. While many reptiles lay eggs, giant snakes like anacondas give birth to live young. Titanoboa may have done the same, releasing dozens of baby giants into the world at once, ready to grow, hunt, and rule. This was no ordinary snake. It was an apex predator, built by evolution with chilling perfection. Titanoboa disappeared long before the first humans ever walked the earth. We never faced it. We never had the chance. But if we had, it wouldn't have been a fair fight. No weapons, no fire, just flesh and fear. One wrong step near a riverbank and you'd be gone, wrapped in coils before you could even scream. No warning, no mercy. But even today, humanity's uneasy relationship with giant snakes continues. There are real stories, documented ones, of massive anacondas being dragged from swamps by villagers using ropes and trucks. Footage of hunters posing with bodies thicker than their thighs. Some even claim to have killed snakes over 30 feet long, though exact measurements are always hard to verify. No one sticks around long enough to find out. In 2016, a construction crew in Brazil stumbled upon a snake so big it made headlines around the world. Nearly 33 feet long, weighing over 800 pounds. It was crushed during an explosion. Some say it could have been the largest snake ever found alive. But before scientists could study it properly, it was gone. Just a few shaky videos and photos remained. And then there's the fear. Even today, when most of us live far from jungles and swamps, the sight of a snake, any snake, makes our skin crawl. Maybe it's something deep in our memory, an instinct, a warning passed down through time. Maybe, buried in our blood is a memory older than history, of something huge, cold, and watching from the water's edge. The Titanoboa is long gone. Its bones lie buried in stone, its world swallowed by time. But its legacy lives on, in the rivers of the Amazon, in the shadows of our imagination, and in the ancient fear that still grips us when the water ripples, and we don't know why. We think we rule this planet. We build cities, fly across continents, unlock the secrets of DNA. But nature has a way of reminding us we weren't always at the top. Once we were prey. And maybe, just maybe, in the darkest corners of the jungle, the past isn't done with us yet. So the next time you hear a splash in the water or a branch snap behind you in the forest, don't just brush it off, because the biggest snake that ever lived may be gone, but its shadow is still slithering.